Producer to a global boy group star, life was never easy on him. A lot of people only see his powerful image on the Grammy stage, but they don't know that there was a time when he walked home alone for 2 hours in the middle of the night just to save a few hundred won on bus fare. Before debut, he struggled just to get by, and later fell deep into depression. His youth was full of pain and pressure, but through it all, he stayed on stage and answered the world with music. Welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about Suga.
Please don't make me think of it like you can't make a deep. You talk to me dirty, I'm talking back like a replay.
Min Yoongi was born in 1993 in Daegu, South Korea. His family wasn't wealthy, and although he loved music from a young age, his parents didn't support his dream. As a teenager, he worked part-time at a music studio, writing songs non-stop for very little money. If he bought himself a bowl of jjajangmyeon for dinner, he had to walk 2 hours home because he couldn't afford the bus. If he took the bus, then dinner was just water. Still, he never gave up on music. In 2010, at 17 years old, he moved to Seoul to chase his dream, back when it was still the small company called Big Hit. Since he barely had money, he started doing food delivery jobs on the side. Then one day, he got into an accident. The wheel of a car stopped right in front of him, and the crash left him with a permanent shoulder injury. The pain was terrible, but he didn't tell the company or get surgery. At the time, he was scared they'd send him back home if they found out. So for 8 years, he endured the pain silently just to keep his dream alive. After all that struggle and patience, his chance finally came. In 2013, he debuted as a member of BTS under the stage name Suga. Their first album sold only 34 copies on the first day. During those long years before fame, he went on variety shows with the members and slowly let go of the cold image he had as an underground rapper. At the same time, he and the members kept writing music every single day. In 2015, BTS released the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series, with Suga playing a major role in its concept. The albums honestly talked about the confusion, fear, anxiety, and pain of youth. The title track, I Need You, finally won the group their first music show trophy. The way he looked at that award, he could barely believe it was real. Later, the success of the series finally earned him recognition from his parents. During a concert, he dropped to his knees crying and bowed deeply toward his parents in the audience. For the first time, he was finally able to let out all the emotions he had buried for years. But even after gaining his parents' support, the struggle inside him didn't disappear. He began releasing solo music under the name August D. His first mixtape, August D, used raw and aggressive lyrics to fight back against criticism, reveal his pain, and declare who he was. Later, Daechwita mixed traditional Korean sounds with sharp commentary about power, hypocrisy, and inner conflict. Every lyric reflected exactly what he was feeling at the time. Even though his old shoulder injury kept getting worse, he only chose surgery after he could barely lift his arm anymore. Around the same time, his father was diagnosed with cancer, though thankfully the treatment worked, and they stayed by each other's side through it all. Because of his injury, he served in the military as a public service worker. Then, during his service, he drank alcohol, and later fell off an electric scooter near his home. The media blew the story way out of proportion, even showing video footage that wasn't actually him. Suddenly, people everywhere demanded he leave the group. Suga posted a long apology online. He didn't make excuses. A few days later, before going to the police station for questioning, he apologized again in front of reporters. But later, the full CCTV footage came out. It showed him slowly falling off the scooter in a bike lane with no cars or people around. The dangerous road footage being spread online had nothing to do with him. Suga's youth was always filled with pain. His parents didn't support his dream. He came to Seoul alone. Every dance practice pulled at his injured shoulder. But instead of becoming bitter at the world, he answered it with kindness. He started donating to charity and helping others. The boy who once didn't even have enough money for dinner eventually began donating hundreds of millions of won at a time. In 2025, he donated 5 billion won to Yonsei University Severance Hospital and helped establish the Min Yoongi Treatment Center to support children and teenagers with autism. At the treatment center, he's no longer a global superstar. He becomes Teacher Min, personally giving music lessons to children and sharing happiness through music. The world hurt him, but he answered with songs and with love. Suga proves that real strength isn't never falling down. Real strength is standing back up every time you fall, even while carrying scars, and then reaching out a hand to help someone else who's struggling. His most beautiful moment in life was never just a story about the pain of youth. It became a story about healing, kindness, and redemption. He showed us that even in the darkest nights, the softest and strongest light can still grow. Just like the lyrics he once wrote, at the end of hardship, flowers will bloom everywhere. May you start small and end greatly.